welcome to our presentation on building composable commerce solutions using Bigcommerce, Next.js, and Contentstack. Starting with introductions, I'm Lina Murton. I'm on the product and engineering team focused on headless commerce as a product manager, and I'm joined with George Fitzgibbons, who's on the sales and engineering team. And when we hand off the presentation to his portion of the demo, he'll provide further introductions as well. Today's presentation will be focused on the development activities, but we included a few other agenda topics just so that we could properly set the stage for what we'll be covering today. We have a few slides prepared just to demonstrate how people can now integrate with our newly developed headless wizard. It's an onboarding flow that allows you to pick various headless applications from hosting and front-end frameworks and CMS applications to quickly deploy and integrate them all in one seamless experience. And then just want to cover kind of the demo piece of it. That'll be something that George will go over here today. Bigcommerce is really focused on our Next.js partnership, continuing to launch new Next.js product offerings to better enable the development community. The one-click demo-ready Next.commerce store has proven to be really successful, and we want to continue to support the developer experience when building Next.js storefronts with Bigcommerce, because this is a framework that has a lot of recognition and satisfaction with the community and offers a multitude of benefits that make a really big impact for merchants using Next.js. It shortens their page load time significantly. Developers have the freedom to customize their front end, and they're not restricted to a template or design driven by a CMS or e-commerce platform. And overall, we just want to do the boring stuff for you. So you as a developer building Next.js websites can focus on the custom requirements rather than starting from scratch. The boilerplate e-commerce features can be provided out of the box. And going into just some of the product offerings and our focus for the remainder of this year and next year, we really just want to provide this community an arsenal of tools that will allow Next.js and Bigcommerce developers to use these in collaboration to harness the power of this community. So by providing source plugins, a component library, pre-built connector applications, we can let you hit the ground running and focus on developing themes and front-end solutions specific to the industries that you're working within, and then sharing those starters so that they can be highlighted to the community to showcase your work and also to learn and grow from other people working within this space. So our goal is really just to provide easy to launch proof of concept headless storefronts in minutes, improve developer experience with Git-centric workflows, and meeting the speed to market demands by providing these starters to increase your agility to release new features faster. And for a developer that's new to Bigcommerce, or maybe you've already been working with Bigcommerce, we want to provide a path where you can access these starters. And so what we've done is we've built a new stack wizard. The stack wizard kind of allows you to really compose that e-commerce ecosystem. So your hosting providers, your front-end frameworks, any CMS applications. And that stack wizard will continue to grow as we work with the community to add in your starters and share them and make sure that people can easily pick and choose exactly what starter they're looking for. And so as a new Bigcommerce user, we will walk you through this onboarding flow. And as somebody that already has a Bigcommerce store, we'll direct you to the Git repo where there's a one-click deploy button in the README file that will allow you to launch your storefront with Vercel, and we'll include some instructions as well on how you can add your Contentstack variables so that you can have all the different applications integrated together. And then if you have your phone on you or want to just take a screenshot so that you can remember this URL, these are the kind of two paths. We'll take you to the repo, or we'll take you to the stack wizard, kind of the starting point, so that you can spin up your new trial store and get all of the different pieces working together. So as a Bigcommerce customer, we'll switch over to the stack wizard here. That is going to ask us some information. So if you want to enter your store name, your first name, your last name, your email address, and your phone number. And when you click submit here, what's going to happen is it's going to take you to the next portion of the Stack Wizard, which is actually selecting those various applications. So again, this will continue to grow and evolve as we work with the community and our engineering team is able to provide additional things. The Next.js and Contentstack, that's something that George has built. The Next.commerce one, that was that one-click deployment that was released and again has a lot of just satisfaction within the community. We also have some different things within the Stack Wizard where you can submit your starter. So within this dashboard, you can easily go to submitting your starter here. So we have provided just some kind of preliminary guidelines and then just various fields, kind of understanding what you've built. And as we receive these, we'll definitely be staying in touch with you guys to learn more, to connect, and kind of figure out how best to coordinate with you guys. And then the other form that the Stack Wizard provides is going to be a form where maybe you don't have your own starter, but you have and want to share feedback on what type of headless applications you'd like to be working with. We would love to get your feedback here as well so that we can better align our efforts and understand where we might be able to direct you based off of what we know within the community. And so with that being said, we'll go back to the flow to complete the deployment process. So now that you've clicked your Vercel hosting provider and you've clicked the Next.js and Contentstack, once you click deploy here, it's going to take you to the repo where you can actually start to provide your GitHub. You can log into your Bigcommerce store. And then we'll, again, in the README file, have provided some step-by-step guidelines on how you can submit this information. And once you deploy it, then you'll be ready to hit the ground running. And just in the interest of time, it takes some time to deploy this. So I'm going to go ahead and just transfer the screen here to George so that he can go through the live coding session here. But thank you all. The next part.
Awesome. Thanks, Lina. And so I was really happy to partner with the product team on this idea, the idea of a product wizard where you can tell it your stack and it'll spin up a starter for you. And so, as Lina demonstrated, it is tied in with the Next Commerce starter. That is a really fully built out commerce solution. Think commerce in a box, a lot of features and functionality. With this starter and the additional starters that are to come, with it being open to the public, I hope you guys will submit your starters as well. But the starter I built, I purposely built it really simple and I wanted to use the APIs directly. I wanted it to be more of an educational starter that you could spin up in 15 minutes, see how to interact with our GraphQL and our REST APIs to make your site transactional. And so with that, I also pulled in one of our partners from the Mock ecosystem, Contentstack, and leverage some of their solutions as far as content and our Bigcommerce app. So with deploying the store, I essentially have a Bigcommerce instance now with products all tied right within. I then, as I called out, will leverage Contentstack to pull in content blocks and merchandise the products. What I really want to focus in on an overview with the code is how leveraging this starter with different systems and different data sources. And so within composable commerce, it's not going to be uncommon that a product may come from your CMS and from your commerce provider. And so, as I said, in this example, what you'll be able to notice is I'm fetching the products directly using our GraphQL, and there's example queries of getting those. I'm interacting with the cart directly via the API layer. And so it's a really quick and easy way to see how all these pieces interact with each other. I do want to call it that idea of data coming from multiple sources. So one thing I find particularly interesting is a product is a product, whether it comes from a CMS or your commerce provider. And so with that, I really like the idea of normalizing data and using types to enforce that. So the specific example I want to walk through is in this starter, a product card is leveraged in a couple different places in a couple different data sources. And so at a high level, when I'm looking at content, I am merchandising using a CMS to adjust, add products, add product blocks. What you'll notice is when I go to the home page, I have content driven with commerce. I love the merging of the two. From a data perspective, we've got dumb code. It takes in the product. It doesn't necessarily care where it came from. It organizes it and displays it. When we're looking at categories, listing pages, this is data being fetched from Bigcommerce. So again, leveraging that same product type and displaying a product card. As you can tell, I'm not a designer, but from a data perspective, all the data is structured in a way that it's able to be fed into a single component. So you're organizing, styling that component, and being able to leverage it in multiple places. And the last place to call out is the idea of within the PDP page, you may be also interested. So using related products, a different idea, but a same type. And so within the code, to hop in there, what I want to dive into is the idea of a product card and being fed that type. So if I go into the components, you'll see there's the basic ones right within here, but that product card being leveraged in a handful of places. So the product card, as I outlined, is simply being fed a product type, and that product type will have the core attributes that I'm going to want to display. There, of course, may be variants of it, complexity may grow, but from a very simplistic standpoint, I'm able to take in that data, leverage it in a unified manner, whether it comes from a CMS or from Bigcommerce, and merge the two. And so I like to say there's instances where a CMS and Bigcommerce will work in parallel, i.e. the home page, but there may be instances where they overlap. Think about the product detail page where you may want to have a banner or some information, but there's also core product data. So with these starters, as we've said, the starter wizard really is meant to be a place for you guys to create starters, upload them, and surface them to our community at large, being able to one-click deploy these. This first one-click deploy is using the mock composable architecture to merge content with commerce. And from a development standpoint, I like the idea of enforcing normalization of the data across that ecosystem so you have a unified manner and type, and you're able to create simple components, interact with the API directly, and see how everything works. And so really leverage this as a learning and a jumping off point to make fully built out commerce experiences. Great. So in closing, I encourage everybody to go check out our new wizard solution, deploy these Next.js storefronts within minutes. As I said, we do offer the Next Commerce solution and now the Next Content solution that I created. And of course, as you build these, create them, submit them to us. We'd love to highlight them in our store wizard. We'd love to see developers have these be available to our massive customer base so that they can simply check these out, reach out, and engage with you and realize the power of Vercel and Next.js.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.